Fantastic. Okay. So I'm at one end of the farm here. This is how we get in and out. So there's lovely Alaska out there. Just to prove to you that I am in Ketchikan. And then as we turn, I'm going to turn the camera here so I can better narrate this. So bear with me. There we go. Okay. So over here, what you can see is, I'll lower it down a little bit. This is our seedling area. So I'm going to turn on a light so we get a better look in here. So in here is where everything gets started. And you can see we have lots of seeds in here. Each of these cells is 200 seedling plugs, and we have 16 of them. So 16 trays. So we can grow thousands of plants in this little seedling area. These domes are what we put on. We seeded yesterday, so nothing has sprouted here yet. But in a couple of days, we'll start to see light jump out of those little holes. And this is essentially what it would look like after we take the domes off. And then over here, these guys have about a week left of growing before they transfer. So we have things like arugula here, and we have a really delicious salad mustard green in the back there, and then lots of different lettuce varieties to work with. Yeah, and then we also have some parsley growing here, and what we call our calibration mix, which is like a nice baby kale mix. So that's our little seedling area. And if you look up here, you can see there's the LED lights. We have the white lights on right now, but there's a red and blue light spectrum that we operate during the day when we're really getting the plants growing well. And so I'll turn those on in a minute. Over here, you can see our 50-pound CO2 tank. So we inject CO2. This is just a tank that we pick up from Tyler, and then we add it into the system. This is our main controller that we can use as a touchscreen to control any of the system in the farm. But we also have essentially an app or a web software that we can use to control the farm from anywhere. And then what I'm looking at here are our main grow rows. So the farm is essentially got four walls of growing space and 2 grow rows. So on each row, you can see, here's some younger, recently transplanted lettuce. So that will give you an idea of what it looks like coming out of the seedling area. And then these guys here we will harvest these on Tuesday next week. So they're going to get a little bigger, but and the whole idea is to basically have very little space left on the panels between the lettuce. All these little places where you can see will fill in, and we'll just kind of have a wall of greens here. But as I walk down and kind of give you a tour of all the different varieties we're growing, so there's about 16 of these panels that we're growing on each week, and but there's 88 panels in total. And by panel, I mean this. So I will set this down a minute here and show you. So if I want to remove a panel and work on it, I can actually take it off. This is red vein sorrel right here, really nice, tart, lemony flavored green that is great in soups and salads. But I can pull this off, and I can bring it over and lay it down on the table here that the camera's on, and I can seed or harvest with it. And then I can put it back up when I'm ready to be done with it. And so I can do that with all of the panels here. And each panel has 5 growing rows. Lettuce we only grow in rows 1, 3, and 5 because you can see it grows out in a way where it grows in a round way, so it moves to the left and right as well as out from the wall. And so then when we want to harvest, we can actually turn this knob here and we can move any of these walls on a rack and pinion system to create space to do the work we need to do. So you can kind of see this is something that's got about 2 weeks left on the wall. These are some green butters, so a little more space between them. So you can kind of see every week we're ready to harvest more greens. And then this is a wall we've devoted to our cut and come again lettuce, which we're a little bit more experimental with, trying to figure out the spacing. But here we have things like tatsoi, this wonderful Asian green. We have kale growing here. This is really that nice salad mustard I was talking about. Lots of arugula growing. This is rainbow chard and a Toscano kale. Another beautiful mustard green. And on. Lots and lots of yummy things to add to salads. So that is how we work. I'll turn back around. In the back here, you can just see some of the ducting. Our HVAC system, you can't really see, it's on the outside, but it's coming in here. It gets then pumped down and along the floor up to the other side of the farm to create nice airflow and circulation. And inside here is one of our water tanks. Now the water looks like red like that for a reason. It's got chelated iron in there. So it is red right out of the gate, which also is nice. It blocks some of the light that would want to get into a water tank like that and grow some algae. And while algae isn't harmful in any way, it can gunk up some of the things that we operate with. I guess the only thing to really talk about is the hydroponics here. So that water tank I showed you is then pumped to a pipe up above that I don't know if you can see I'm kind of pointing to here. And in that pipe, you can see some drip emitters. Those have little caps on them, but they are 2 gallon an hour drip emitters that then will drip. And inside the foam here is a wicking strip. So this is like a felt strip of fabric that runs inside the foam channel that's water absorbent, and the water will then run down the channel here and down at the bottom to a gutter where it will return to the main water tank and be ready to be pumped up again. So everything's recirculating.